Hi, I'm Sifu Numrich from Elite Defense Systems. I'd like to cover another very important kind of self-defense topic, and that is how to deal with a mass attack situation or multiple opponents. First, understand that when we throw a second attacker within the self-defense kind of situation, it just doesn't increase your problems by one. You now have a problem that has risen exponentially. What I want you to understand as the viewer, that when you're dealing with a mass attack situation, there are no pretty perfect ways how to deal with it because there's so many different kinds of variables that can be entered into this kind of situation. However, we do have a very streamlined, simple kind of strategy to help you get out of a mass attack situation. Now, before I get into any kind of strategies, I always say mass attack situations are very similar to weapons altercations. If I don't have to be in one, I don't want to be in one. Therefore, your first priority is to run and escape. However, in this kind of situation, we're going to go ahead and we're going to assume that the person cannot escape. They have to deal with two attackers. Understand that when we deal with these two guys right here coming in and attacking, the first idea is that you never want to put yourself in the middle. So if Joe would go around to the backside right here and I'm in the middle, I'm not going to be trying to deal with both situations at the exact same time. What I want to do is go ahead and create what's called a one-on-one stack. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zone around. So if I get these two guys start right over here, and if they, let's say, take 3 or 4 steps in just for illustrative purposes, I want to go ahead and I want to move to a position where now I'm only fighting one person at a time. Joe is second in line right here, and he would have to punch through Kevin to hurt me, which is obviously impossible. Second thing we need to do is go ahead and use close quarters. I've said it before that close quarters is the easiest way to take anybody out of commission. Sure, I could sit back there and start throwing punches over and over again. The problem comes in is that these tools take a long time to actually take somebody out of commission. So as I get Kevin in here, I'm not only working in close quarters, but now I'm also kind of keeping an eye on Joe. If Joe moves over to this side, I now have to move Kevin over to block his way. If Joe moves back over this side, I now have to move him here. I have to multitask because now I'm moving him around, I'm also throwing in these tools. What you'll find in training and much more in real life is that once I get into close quarters and throw in a couple quick tools of elbow, knees, and headbutts, this person's going to be down and out very quickly. Now I can go on to my second kind of contestant, as we'll call it. So once again, let's review this. As these two people come on in, I go ahead and I zone around. So now what I'm doing is I form this one-on-one stack. I deal with Joe using close quarters at the exact same time. If Kevin moves over this way, I'm now moving Joe. If Kevin moves over this way, I'm now moving Joe. I'm dealing with him appropriately, getting him out of the situation, dealing now with Kevin and taking him out of commission. So now what I'd like to do is to go ahead and take Chad, who's now going to be in the middle. He's wearing a red shirt, while the two chasers, the two attackers, are now wearing yellow shirts. They're going to be moving around the room right here, and all I want Chad to do is simply just move around. He's going to keep on moving around and forming what's called that one-on-one stack. You'll never see him get caught in the middle, and if he is caught in the middle, you'll see him get out of there very, very quickly. So guys, go ahead. Chaser, start throwing in punches. Turn up the intensity now.